This is lame. Wish this snow would go away so I can shoot my guns. Wait. Good boy, that's a good boy. That's a good boy. What's up, everybody? My name is Scott, and you're watching Kentucky Ballistics, and me and my 15-inch neck scar are experts when it comes to exotic ammunition. And today we have some famous ammo that was allegedly too lethal. I'm talking about Winchester Black Talon ammunition. So what are Black Talons? Why is there so much lore around them, and why does everyone think they were banned? Black Talon ammunition was made by Winchester around 1990 and was originally made for law enforcement. They're called Black Talons because they have a black oxide coating that makes them black. I believe it's called liable. And when these things expand, they have distinct petals that fold over and make them look like talons. So in the early 1990s, the Black Talon caught a really bad rap from the media and other sources. They said they were designed to rip flesh, that they were too sharp even for surgeons to touch, that they would cut their fingers and hands when removing them. And because they have a black tip, they said they were armor piercing, which made them especially dangerous to law enforcement. So today I have the majority of the Black Talon calibers that were offered in the 90s. We have 9mm, we have 40 Smith & Wesson 10mm, 45, 357 Magnum, 44 Magnum, and 30-06. I know there were a few others offered, but we have a pretty good chunk of them today, and we're gonna test them against ballistic gel and body armor and see how much of the lore around this ammunition was fact and how much of it was baloney. I'm very excited about today's video, so let's go get set up and get started. The only thing I hate more than cold temperatures and ice is spam. But thankfully there's companies out there like today's sponsor, Aura. Here this guy lies, just suffering from the spamathermia, and those companies called data brokers do not care. All they care about is selling his personal information and making billions selling it to marketers and scammers. Oh no, oh no. Come on, I gotcha. Aura is an all-in-one digital security, and with Aura, you're going to get alerts if your personal info is found on the dark web, real-time fraud alerts for credit and banking, 24/7 monitoring to help keep your identity secure, a secure VPN, antivirus, password manager, and more, and US-based support available around the clock if something goes wrong. I totally memorized all that and didn't write it in the snow. So how does it make you feel that these companies are making billions selling your data? No, it makes me feel just so mad. Ow! Ice is sharp. I need a Band-Aid, and you need to swing over to aura.com/Kentucky or click my link in the description down below and get 2 weeks free. And during that 2 weeks, you will find out where your personal information has been exposed and sold. Again, a big thank you to Aura for sponsoring today's video. Now, let's get back to it. So we are all set up and ready to go. We have two 16-inch blocks of 10% clear ballistics gel made by Clear Ballistics, and then we have a level 2A vest on a 5-gallon water jug. I'm using 2A body armor because I figured that's probably what most law enforcement was wearing back in the early 90s. And we're going to start out with 9mm. This beautiful gun is a SIG P211 GTO, and I'm loaded up with 2 rounds of 9mm Black Talons, and these are 147 grain. We're going to take one shot at the soft armor, and then we're going to take one shot at the ballistic gel, inspect, and then move on to the next caliber. Body armor is first. Woo! All right, now the ballistic gel. Oh, I have to get real low. Here we go. Oh. Getting old. Okay, well first, let's inspect the body armor. Also keep in mind, this is an old vest. We have a hit right there, and we did not make it through the vest. So it stopped the 9mm Black Talon Now let's look at the gel. I'll be honest, I'm a little surprised right now. I thought we would stop in the first block, but if you look right here, we went all the way through the first 16-inch block, and then we stopped in the second block, so that's probably about 18 inches of penetration. So now I know you want to see the round and see the black Talon, but I'm gonna take a few more shots before I start tearing through these blocks. Up next, we're gonna be using a 40 Smith & Wesson, and this beautiful gun is a Bull Armory SAS-2 Air, and I'm loaded up with 2 rounds of 40 Smith & Wesson black Talons, and these are 180 grain. All right, armors first, here we go. Oh my goodness, that's not a good sign. Now let's see if we can hit it in the gel. Here we go. Oh, did we stay in? Yeah, we caught it. Well, it looks like we have sprung a leak. I'm not sure if we made it through the vest or if it just popped this 5-gallon water jug from the sheer force because this is soft armor. Let's see here. Oh, that hurt for sure, but we did not make it through the vest. Level 2A, level 2A, what was that? Level 2A armor is made to stop up to 40, and I believe 357 Magnum. If I'm wrong, correct me in the comment section down below, but it did stop that. But as you can see, it still probably would have cracked your sternum. Black Talon. For the 40 Smith & Wesson black Talon in the gel, you can see that we almost made it through the 16-inch block. It actually stopped about 2 to 3 inches shy of making it through the block. 9mm penetrated deeper. I expect this next caliber to blow that armor and that ballistic gel into the next county, because we're using the Lord's caliber 45 ACP. These are 45 black Talons, and they are 230 grain, and we'll be using a Glock 21. Okay, here we go. Body armor is first. Woo! All right. Now we will shoot the gel. Here we go. Ah, we caught it. First, we are going to inspect the body armor. I don't believe we made it through. And surprisingly, well, no, this is kind of cracked. We are leaking a little bit, but we did not make it through the vest. Hopefully, this getting wet doesn't cause this to be weaker for our next calibers. And then in the gel, we caught the 45, and surprisingly, the 45 ACP penetrated deeper than the 40. I'm going to switch these blocks around now so we have a fresher block up front, but let's dig out these rounds first. Okay, about got the 9mm out of there. Oh, there it comes. There it is. Now that is pretty cool. I mean, very uniform expansion, and those are some sharp little pedals. I mean, they are sharp. Black Talons. Okay, I'm actually pretty impressed with that. Let's get these others out. There's 45. Look at that. Wow, that is pretty nasty looking. That is cool. Ow! I actually kind of cut my finger a little bit on that. So maybe them being sharp and dangerous for surgeons, that could be, I don't know, partially true. I don't know. Black Talon. Okay, and now we have the 40. And as you can see, it also expanded, very uniform, and looks really good. So far, the folklore about black Talons being armor piercing is not true, but I will say they are very sharp and they will cut your fingies. I am very excited to try out this next caliber. This is 10mm. I have a Nighthawk custom 10mm, and I'm loaded up with 2 rounds of black Talon 180 grain 10mm. Body armor's first. Get a little low at a fresh spot. All right, now the gel. Gotta get low. Here we go. Body armor is up first. I hit down here. Let's see. Oh, it stopped it. Stopped the 10 mil. And I think because this thing is already cracked and has some give, we don't have any new spots here. I'm kind of surprised actually. But stop 10 mil. Now let's take a look at the gel. And looks like 10 millimeter made it through the entire first block, but stopped just shy of the second block. I bet this thing will just fall out of here. Now it's right there. See if I can just go ahead and, oh, that's sharp. It's like popping a pimple. Oh, wow, okay. That is pretty interesting. Real good expansion, very uniform. These things look nasty, I will give them that. Up next, we're gonna step it up to 357. This is a Kunin 357 Magnum 1911, and I'm loaded up with 2 rounds of Black Talon 180 grain 357 Magnum. I think we will be pushing the limits of this vest. Like I said, it's 2A, and I believe that 357 is about as far as it will go. Let's see. Here we go. I'm gonna go ahead and squat, get low here. Oh, okay. And now we will hit the gel. Here we go. Oh. That 350 be kicking. We are losing a lot of water. I'm curious if we made it through the vest. Like I said, it is old, it's wet, it's compromised. Ooh, I think we did. That right there does not look promising. Maybe, I don't know, it may have stopped it. Only one way to find out. Let's take a look at our water jug. Yes, it's a Microtech. That's why I bought it. Ah. Nope, there is no bullet in there. None at all. So the vest did catch the 357 Magnum, but that still would have hurt real bad. Let's look at the gel. 357 did not make it all the way through the block, about 1.5 inches shy. Up next, we have the iconic Desert Eagle made by Magnum Research, and this is chambered in 44 Magnum. And we're loaded up with 2 rounds of Black Talon 44 Magnum, and these are 250 grain. I went ahead and flipped the vest around so we have a fresh side. We're gonna take one more shot at these 2 blocks and then change them out for our next caliber. Let's see what happens. Uh-oh. Almost forgot my ear pro. That would have been bad. Yeah, my ears would have been ringing for weeks. Body armor first. Here we go. Yeah, I'm gonna say that probably went through. That was weird. Okay, ballistic gel, here we go. Oh. Let's have a look. Okay, let's look at this armor. I have a feeling we made it through that time. This vest is not rated for 44 Magnum. Shoo, well, I don't think it's rated for 44 Magnum, but it still stopped it. It did not make it through. That is surprising. Huh. All right, punched a real nice hole in this 5-gallon water jug just from the sheer force. Let's take a look at the gel. Looks like 44 Magnum went through the first block and then made it about 2 inches into the second block. That is actually very interesting because the 9 mil made it about that far or a little bit further. But the 44 Magnum did dump a lot more energy and create a much bigger wound channel. Let's dig these 2 out of here. Here it comes. Oh, yeah. This is the 357, and wow, that is actually really cool. Look at that. That is so uniform. It's perfect. It's like a deadly little flower. And here is the 44 mag. Oh, almost lost it. Yeah, that's pretty gnarly. Dang. That's cool. All right, I think that's the winner of the coolest looking black Talon today. Yeah, look at that. That's awesome. But again, the black Talons have failed to make it through the body armor. Even the 44 mag did not make it through that vest. But this next caliber, I'm pretty sure is going to blow through it. 2 new blocks. Black Talon. Our last black Talon today is going to be a 30-06. This is an Ohio Ordnance Works H-Car, my favorite 30-06, and I have a 20-round mag loaded up with 2 rounds of black Talon 30-06, and these are 180 grain. I am very curious to see what these do to the gel and the vest because I have never seen them before. Vest is up first. Definitely went through that. And now, let's shoot the gel. Here we go. Golly! Oh yeah, also, that final shot was brought to you by SDI. And if you want to get your start in firearms technology, be sure and check them out. There's a link in the description down below. Let's check out our vest first. I guarantee you that it went through the vest. And yep, we have a nice little hole right there. And then we went through our water jug, it looks like, and then hit the back of the vest. Whew, golly. That is a lot of power out of that 30-06. I think the vest may have stopped it on the back side. And then as for our gel, this is quite the wound channel. That is pretty impressive. And then we went into the second block, but it looks like we shot out the bottom. If you take a look here at this wound channel, you can see that it's a pretty big wound channel. And unfortunately, we lost the round. But I am not satisfied with that. I want to see what an expanded 30-06 black Talon looks like. So I'm going to shoot it one more time. Black Talon! So again, we had another massive wound channel from the 30-06 black Talon. Blew through that first block, hits the second block, goes through the bottom or the side, I'm not sure, and somehow it is magically laying here on the table. I would say that the 30-06 black Talon was definitely the most potent round today, but what do you expect? It's a 30-06. So what did we learn about black Talons today? Well, I learned that all of the lure around this mythical ammunition is just that. It is false. Except the part about them being sharp. They are very sharp, but a lot of hollow points have sharp edges once they expand. Fun fact, the black Talons were actually never banned. That is also a myth. They were discontinued by Winchester in 1993 due to all of the bad things being said about the rounds, but they just rebranded them to the Ranger SXTs. They took the black coating off of them, and I believe they only offer those to law enforcement. I hope you learned something today. I had a ton of fun testing out this ammunition, and if you enjoyed this video, make sure you give it a like and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on future awesome content. Also, if you want to pick up a nifty Kentucky Ballistics Holy Cow t-shirt, be sure and click the link in the description down below. That is a really tough table. And as always, my name is Scott. Thank you so much for watching Kentucky Ballistics. I'll see you next time. Oh yeah, we did my that. you.